In the news tonight, PNCR calls on the government to develop a people-centered approach to deal with the rising cost of living.
While we are cognizant of the fact that the world is experiencing inflation, it is of great concern that the PPPC government seems incapable of conceptualizing and implementing policies and programs that will address the situation and bring relief to the people of Guyana.
And Mason charged for the murder of GDF corporal is remanded. The rising cost of living is of growing concern, and the People's National Congress Reform says had the government followed the PNCR's advice to develop a people-centered approach, Guyanese today would have had more money to offset rising prices. Party leader Aubrey Norton at the party's weekly press conference pointed to the price of flour, which has increased by 15%. Cooking gas has reached $5,700 a cylinder, and the prices at the pump have jumped as much as 20%.
While we are cognizant of the fact that the world is experiencing inflation, it is of great concern that the PPPC government seems incapable of conceptualizing and implementing policies and programs that will address the situation and bring relief to the people of Guyana. This raises urgent questions and leads many to the conclusion that the government is not only incompetent but also uncaring. We believe that government must respond so that citizens are not pressured by events beyond their control. Had the government followed the PNCR's advice and developed a people-centered approach, Guyanese today would have had more money to offset rising prices. The PNCR had advised, for example, increasing the 2022 salary of public servants by over 25%, raising the minimum wage and tax threshold, removing personal income tax for low-wage earners, providing a generous risk allowance to frontier workers, and guaranteeing all households a minimum livable income. Such measures would have helped considerably.
According to the party, the failure to consult with the opposition that represents at least half of Guyana's population would only be further evidence that the One Guyana policy is nothing short of a cruel joke.
We call for the $5 billion Guyana dollars that have been set aside for cost of living adjustments in the budget 2022 to be immediately put to use in order to shield citizens from these increases in the price of flour and other basic food items. The small sum of $5 billion, which is 0.9% of the $552 billion budgeted in the 2022 budget, has been set aside for cost of living mitigation. That is not even 1% of the national budget. Even further, recall that this was set aside before we were faced with the additional pressures brought on by the war in the Ukraine. This paltry amount must be met with much wider efforts to reduce the cost of living. Since the matter of escalating cost of living is of critical importance to all Guyanese, a democratic government would have been guided by Article 13 of the Constitution of Guyana and consult the opposition with the aim of arriving at the most effective policies when it comes to dealing with the present situation. Unfortunately, the government is undemocratic and focused on domination and control, and enriching the PPPC elite friends and families rather than improving the lives of the people of Guyana.
According to the PNCR, the foregoing is a clear indication that the PNCR has studied the situation and proposed solutions which they believe will benefit the people in the short and long terms, and is a clear manifestation of their commitment to our people-centered development strategy.
Planning an elegant or corporate event? Let the experts at Star Rentals equip you. Give your event that spectacular 5-star experience it deserves with the options of transparent tents of various sizes, indoor and outdoor formal bars and cocktail tables with LED lights, stage, podium with lighting, portable AC units, generators, executive portable washrooms, outdoor light tower and much more. Call today 226-3020, online www.starrentalsgy.com. Star Rentals, we got you covered.
Hey, looking for office furniture, stationery, electronics, janitorial supplies, or even dietary products? Okay, stop searching, because we at Imperial Trading have all that and more. Check us out at 73 Section 8 Urban Street, or give us a ring on 639-3785. And be sure to ask about our special discounts. Whatever you need, we got it. Because at Imperial Trading, we operate so you can operate.
The Ministry of Education is making a significant investment in the education system to distribute textbooks to every primary school pupil to support them at school and at home. So students and parents, please take good care of the textbooks loaned to you, and remember to return them at the end of the school year so that the next batch of students can use them. Before collecting the textbooks, parents will sign a contract promising to ensure the books are kept in good condition and to return them. Parents will be required to pay the cost to replace or repair any of the lost or damaged books. So let's do the right thing and use the books wisely so that as many students can benefit across Guyana. A message from the Ministry of Education.
The indictable charge of murder was today read to Nazim Poussad, the man charged with the wedding house stabbing death of GDF Corporal Chavez Mangol. That incident occurred on March 13th at Lot 142 Phase 2 Good Hope, East Coast Demerara. The 28-year-old accused appeared before Magistrate Fabio Azor at the Vigilance Magistrates Court, where the murder charge was read to him, and he was remanded to prison until May 13th. The police are reporting that their inquiries disclosed that on Sunday, March 13th, the victim was at a wedding at the mentioned address where the suspects were all imbibing alcohol. According to a witness, one of the suspects approached the DJ inquiring about the music, which at the time had stopped, causing other patrons at the wedding to gather at the DJ booth, where, according to the eyewitness, the said suspect pulled a knife from his waist and dealt the deceased a stab to his right upper chest. The eyewitness confronted the suspect and was also stabbed to his left hand, while another suspect threw a bottle at him. The eyewitness confronted the suspect and was also stabbed to his left hand, while another suspect threw a bottle at him. Further, the police added that a 24-year-old man who was the DJ at the wedding exited the yard during the ordeal and was confronted by one of the suspects, who dealt him a chop to his left hand and relieved him of a MacBook Pro laptop computer valued at $130,000. For these and other stories, Do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.